I'm CEO of Fujifilm Australia. It is my great pleasure for having you all tonight to launch Fujifilm X100VI. It is the latest model to join our X series product lineup. We launched first X100 model 13 years ago. Actually, I have a best friend in Japan who is Mr. Hiroshi Kawahara. Then we joined Fujifilm in same year, and later on, Mr. Kawahara, he became a chief project manager to launch the first X100 in 2011. He is still called the founder or the father of X series cameras. Unfortunately, he left the company some years ago, but I still have special memory and emotion for X100. And now in its sixth generation, we have continued to push the boundary of innovations. I'm also excited to announce that to celebrate Fujifilm 90th anniversary this year, since its founding in 1934. We are releasing a limited edition X100VI with only 1934 units available worldwide, offering exclusive features. One more note, in celebrating our 90th anniversary, we established a new Fujifilm Group purpose, giving our world more smile. We prepared, so please check out the short movie for it.
Hear the warm melodies of family gathered around. Baby's very first word, making mama proud. All the things that seem to make us grow, and all the time we spent together makes the future shine brighter. Moments like these feel so fine. Open up our eyes and see the sunrise. Yeah, those moments like these are the end of life. It's been so great. Winter makes the summer shine brighter. Spring and fall make the colors lighter. Looking forward to whatever may come, knowing full well that all the time we spent together makes the future shine brighter. Moments like these feel so fine. Open up our eyes and see the sunrise. And those moments like these are the end of life. It's been so great that the best is yet to come. Open up our eyes and see the sunrise. Yeah, the best is yet to come. Eyes and see the sunrise. It's great, but the best is yet to come. The best is yet to
Global movie we are broadcasting, but actually we shot and captured this video here in Sydney. So thank you again for joining us, and I look forward to hearing what you're feeling about our new product X100VI. So now I will hand over to our General Manager Sean Ma to hear why this new camera is so exciting for the photo industry and for beyond.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming tonight. It actually means a lot, especially given the weather. So I don't want to name any names, but I do have one of our key customers. Your support means a lot. This particular customer's flight was at 10:30 a.m. this morning. It was delayed once to 2 p.m., delayed again to 4 p.m. And we get a text message saying if this was anyone else, I wouldn't have shown up. And he made it all the way and got here literally probably. I won't name names and embarrass anyone for coming from near and far. An hour and a half ago today, I was just at Fujifilm House of Photography on 2 Park Street. For those of you that don't know what that is, It's actually our flagship experience center where we bring together photo taking and photo making. It's our heritage. So if you haven't checked it out, please pop on over. So what we did today was we actually live streamed X Summit, which is actually our global product announcement for the X100VI. The store was absolutely packed. The energy, the excitement was off the charts, and with good reason. For those of you that do know, and I'm sure most of you do know, the X100V, which is the predecessor, was one of the most talked about cameras on the internet, bar none. It went viral over TikTok, so it went viral. It sold out everywhere. You could not get your hands on one if you wanted to. Wait lists were months long, up to a year. That's if you could even get it. Then, we actually unfortunately had to decide to stop taking orders because we did not want to disappoint consumers by taking orders and not being able to deliver on it. So fast forward here, I've been in this industry for over 10 years now, and I haven't quite seen a camera that creates the hype quite like the X100V. Every time I speak to someone, the one thing they keep saying to me, this is the camera that made me fall in love with photography all over again. That's just beautiful, right? Especially when you think about, we just showed you our Fujifilm group new purpose, which is to give the world more smiles. So right now, this is magic. That's all I can say. It looks beautiful, feels amazing, and the output, incredible. We've taken everything that you love, packed more in, put in a 40 megapixel sensor, 6-stop IBIS. It's every photographer's dream. And I'm sure if you speak to some of the retailers here, they'll tell you that pre-orders today have gone through the roof already. So I think that's a good problem to have in a way. But, on that note, every once in a while, a product will hit the market and it shines a spotlight on an industry. This is one of those, right? And I would place my money, this will be the hottest product in the market for a while to come. So on that note, firstly, thank you for coming to support us. The team have put on an amazing night with lots of entertainment. I hope you guys had fun, and I look forward to each and every one of you later today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. It gives me great excitement now to welcome our first creative partner, Leslie Liu.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. So a bit about me. Let's see. So I want to remember, I know watching films and movies. I loved how the visual medium is used to tell stories, to convey emotions and drama. The cool thing about photographic stills is that you can distill that motion into a single frame to tell a story. And naturally, I'm drawn towards editorial portraiture. I feel that everybody's creative journey is unique and never-ending. We are forever students with so much to learn and so much to be inspired by. My philosophy is that art permeates through every single atom, molecule, fiber of existence in our impermanent world. It is our awareness and consciousness that allows us to capture, better observe, and to see. From still happenings to transient moments in time. For example, an accidental coffee spill creates a distinctive stain pattern on a napkin versus the highly intricately detailed mandalas created by Tibetan monks. I strive to capture the art that I witness that happens every day, everywhere. I've been shooting a Fujifilm since the X-T1, X-Pro 2, all the way up to the GFX line, and I simply love the design language. Its form and function is very natural and easy to get used to. The X100VI is a small form factor, it's lightweight, its discrete design, it facilitates in capturing genuine moments. It is an unassuming compact camera. It doesn't bring attention to itself, and it disarms the subjects that it capture and interact with. It is very easy to carry and shoot with vaulting. My preference is to always shoot it manually, and the designs and dials make it very quick to make adjustments on the fly. even when the camera is off. The flip down LCD screen allows me to operate the camera in like a waist level viewfinder style. I can shoot discreetly without having to bring the camera to my eye. It allows me to compose and shoot from very low to ground perspectives, as you can see from a lot of the images that we produced. So let's talk about this image. So I know about exploring the location. I made sure my presence was known to them, so that when I did approach them, it would minimize any surprise. I could better understand them in the backgrounds, and I was able to build much more relaxed and positive rapport. They could see the X100VI in hands, and it just seemed like a small travel compact camera, and it did not intimidate them. With general persuasion, I was able to convince them to be my subjects for a quick little capture. I guided them to a more interesting composition, and I just left them there with romantic notions. I influenced them by asking them questions about how long have they been together, what was the details of the first meeting, and with the exposure set, I just waited for the right moment, and with a fast response, I was able to catch that. In the next shot, the sun was directly shining through the stained glass. It was illuminating everything. I found my composition, and I just simply stayed there, and waiting for the right subjects to enter the frame. I relied on the IBIS to ensure my images were sharp, and relied on the high-resolution sensor to capture all the beautiful details. And the human subject's focus tracking let me quickly and accurately lock onto the child as he was running across the land. And the next shot, I wanted to capture a representation of my commute in our beautiful harbor city. When properly lined up, I focused on the reflections depicting a harbor bridge. However, to make the shot more dynamic, I chose to use a slower shutter speed to capture the motion of the train leaving the station. With the IBIS, I was able to get this shot handheld in about 2 seconds. Amazing. And next shot. So I think immediately we can see the inspirations for this. And so I discovered this public. It's actually, in reality, was very, bring it to the foreground to be able to make it seem very large. I waited, the only problem was that I did not have a human element in the frame. So I waited to approach a friendly gentleman. We engaged in conversation. I explained what I was trying to create. He saw the camera in my hand, and he was very happy to oblige. Being my human subject jumping across the bottom. In the next shot, I've been accepted as a trusted friend and part of the crew. The performers are comfortable with my presence and are happy for me to follow them, documenting them. Especially when I'm carrying such a small camera, such as the X100VI. You know, there's no extraneous equipment, there's no flash. It's a very relaxed atmosphere. They're having genuine conversations and reactions. I use the table reflection to create a more interesting composition, ensure that my exposure is set. Just have to wait. Also, because these backstage areas are so dark, I really had to rely on high ISO and the IBIS to capture the right moment. The focus tracking was also excellent, because as their heads were moving around, the focusing reticle was keeping up with them. In this next shot, I was chatting with this performer and positioned very close to her throughout, as she was doing her makeup in the mirror. The backstage environment, again, very dark, with minimal lighting. I had to completely rely on both high ISO and IBIS. The small form factor of the X100VI allowed me to get as close as possible to my subject. Just myself and the camera out of frame, out of the reflection. In our last shot, the performer is waiting for the MC to finish her introduction. And the start of her, it was a very small venue, and the audience was just on the other side of the red curtain. So she's going through her final mental checks, psyching herself up. And at this personal moment, I was able to capture her in her movements with a slow shutter speed, of course, relying on the IBIS again. So in terms of this campaign, my creative process for street photography, I tried to do as little post-process editing as possible. I always try to get everything right in the frame. So in this sense, sometimes the film simulations are wonderful, especially when I want to use the images straight out of the camera. I find in my shooting style for street, when I focus on people and subjects, there are two ways to go about it. Whether it's just purely observational, you leave the situation as it is, you do not interfere, and you let the moments happen, anticipate and try to capture that. Or if you realize a certain potential for a frame that you want to capture, you can actually interact with your subjects and make it happen. Or, in other cases, I just tend to focus on the right compositions, and it's sort of like fishing. Everything is set, and you just wait for the correct human elements to come into your frame and composition. Otherwise, what I also did was just a random walkabout, with no planned route, no time, and I just let everything up to serendipitous chance. But however, throughout all these different approaches, people passing by. When it comes to burlesque and this documentary, my approach is to be the proverbial flywall. It's important to gain the trust of the cast and crew, and that is the only true way to gain access. Backstage is a very sensitive environment. It deserves the utmost respect from an observer. I always view, capture, and present my subjects in a positive, strong, and empowered way, regardless of how vulnerable they are. You really need to understand how things work to avoid getting in the way and hindering operations, especially when they're time sensitive. With the cast and crew's trust, they can accept you as part of the team. They can relax and go about their jobs, and that is when the truth. You're able to witness and observe the social dynamics between people, the nervous energy in the air when the performers, just before the stage curtains are drawn, the comedic moments, the support crew during the work of the unsung heroes. And you're able to witness and capture many special, fleeting moments that the general audiences will never get to experience. So the X100VI is a very versatile tool that ties with all these aspects. It allows me to create images I strive to capture, and most importantly, it inspires.
Thank you, Leslie. Leslie has to be hands down the most wonderful collaborator that I've worked with to date. One of the days we were filming all day, and I don't know if you guys remember, but it was that one day in December that Sydney got to 42 degrees. Do you guys remember that day? Well, that was the day that we had planned and decided to still keep on filming.